Welcome to our channel History of Coins, where we explore the hidden gems of numismatics. In today's video, we're diving into the fascinating world of rare quarter-dollar coins, cause some of these coins hold an incredible history, and some are worth millions. So today, we are gonna uncover the rarest varieties and their values. So make sure to watch the complete video and find out if you have one of these. Now let's continue our today's video. On top one today, we're diving into an extraordinary find from the United States, one that could potentially put a huge smile on your face. We're talking about the 1973 US quarter dollar. While most quarters of this year are commonly found in your pocket change, there's a rare version of this coin that's absolutely worth its weight in gold. Keep watching to find out why this specific quarter is not just any coin, but a valuable piece of American history that could be sitting right under your nose. In 1973, the U.S. Mint released millions of quarters as part of the regular circulation. However, not all of them are created equal. While most of the 1973 quarters are relatively common and have little to no value beyond their face value of 25 cents, there's a specific variant that's incredibly rare and can fetch astronomical prices on the collector's market. That's right, one single coin could be worth thousands of dollars, or even more. What makes the 1973 quarter so unique? It's all about its condition and the slight variations that set it apart from the regular circulation coins. Coin collectors are always on the lookout for these rare pieces, those that have been well preserved and have a certain uniqueness. The 1973 quarter that fetches a high price is often one that's in almost pristine condition, free of heavy wear, scratches, or damage from years of circulation. Now, let's talk about the specifics of what you should look for. The 1973 quarter that commands big money is typically a variety with a sharp, clear strike and deep luster, especially if it comes in an uncirculated state. The coin must be nearly flawless, as even the smallest imperfections can drastically decrease its value. If you manage to find one that looks as though it just came out of the minting press, you could be holding on to a true treasure. But here's where things get really interesting. While most 1973 quarters are seen in everyday transactions and are not worth more than their face value, certain minting errors or specific variants have made their way into circulation that are worth a lot more. These errors could include things like double die designs, where the images on the coin are slightly misaligned, or other unique imperfections that occurred during the minting process. When it comes to rarity, one of the most sought-after variants is the 1973 quarter with the no mint mark. In 1973, some quarters were produced without the mint mark, which is usually found on the reverse side of the coin. This was a mistake during the minting process, and it makes these quarters particularly valuable to collectors. The error is not common, and finding one in exceptional condition can be a true game changer for your collection. So, what's the big question? How much is this 1973 quarter worth? Well, you're in for a real surprise. A standard 1973 quarter is worth only a quarter, but if you're lucky enough to find one of the rare, minting error versions in uncirculated condition, the price can skyrocket to a staggering amount. In fact, certain 1973 quarters have been known to fetch up to $77,000. Yes, $77,000. Imagine stumbling upon a coin that could change your life just by sitting in your collection or even hidden in your spare change jar. That's the magic of coin collecting. There's always the possibility of finding something extraordinary that could be worth far more than you ever imagined, before you rush off to check every quarter you own. It's important to keep in mind that the condition of the coin plays a huge role in its value. Coins that are heavily worn or scratched won't fetch anywhere near this kind of money. But if you happen to find one that looks almost brand new, or even better, one with a minting error or the rare, no mint mark variety, then you could be looking at a significant windfall. Coin collecting is all about patience, knowledge, and luck. For those who are dedicated to the hunt, finding a coin like the 1973 US quarter dollar with exceptional value is the holy grail. It's a chance to own a piece of history and potentially secure a substantial financial return. So, what should you do if you think you have a rare 1973 quarter in your hands? First, get it professionally appraised. An expert can verify if your coin is indeed one of the valuable ones and help you understand its true market worth. From there, you can decide whether to keep it in your collection or sell it to a collector who's willing to pay top dollar. To wrap it up, coin collecting is an adventure. Sometimes, the most ordinary seeming coins can turn out to be worth thousands of dollars. The 1973 quarter is one such example, a coin that seems like any other in your pocket, but could be hiding something truly special. So, the next time you come across a 1973 quarter, take a closer look. You might just be holding a piece of American history worth $77,000. On top two, we're about to dive deep into a particular coin that many people might overlook, but it could actually be worth a small fortune. I'm talking about the United States 1981 quarter dollar. This coin, often seen as just another piece of pocket change, has a rare version that could make you a lot wealthier than you think. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll be checking your collection in a whole new light. When we think about valuable coins, we often picture ones from centuries ago or coins with unique designs. But did you know that even relatively modern coins can be worth a serious amount of money? The 1981 quarter, for example, is one of those that might seem ordinary at first glance but has a secret that could make it a true gem in the world of numismatics. So, what makes the 1981 quarter so special? Let's take a closer look. In 1981, the U.S. Mint released the usual run of quarters for circulation. It was a time when quarters were used in everyday transactions and not much attention was paid to them. However, a few coins from that year had a rare feature that collectors now seek out. The key to the 1981 quarter's value lies in its minting process and the tiny errors that occurred during production. If you happen to have a 1981 quarter in your hands, don't just toss it aside. Pay attention to the details. The most valuable of these coins are those with certain minting errors, such as double dies or other anomalies. These imperfections are what make a coin stand out and increase its value exponentially. As you might imagine, a coin with a clear, visible double die, where the images on the coin are slightly misaligned, can be worth far more than one that's perfectly struck. It's these small yet important imperfections that catch the eyes of collectors. Let's talk about condition, because it's not just about finding an error. The condition of the coin plays a huge role in determining its value. A 1981 quarter in perfect, uncirculated condition, free from scratches, dents, or wear and tear, will fetch a higher price than one that's seen heavy circulation. Coins that have been stored carefully or remain in pristine condition are much more valuable than their more worn counterparts. In fact, a coin that looks like it was just minted yesterday is worth far more in the market. Now, you might be thinking, how much can a 1981 quarter actually be worth? This is where the excitement kicks in. While the majority of these coins are still worth only 25 cents, there are some rare exceptions that have been known to sell for a jaw-dropping amount. For a 1981 quarter in uncirculated condition, or one with a rare minting error, collectors have been known to pay as much as $72,000. Yes, $72,000. Imagine finding a coin that was just sitting in your collection or buried in your spare change, and discovering that it's worth an amount like that. It's the thrill of the hunt, the excitement of coin collecting, and the possibility of striking gold with something as simple as a quarter. But don't get too excited just yet. As we mentioned earlier, the value depends on the condition of the coin and any minting errors it may have. Coins that are heavily worn or scratched won't bring in anywhere near that kind of money. But if you're lucky enough to find a 1981 quarter that's in nearly flawless condition, or even better, one with a minting error like a double die, you could be looking at a coin worth far more than its face value. So, what should you do if you think you found one of these rare and valuable coins? First, get it appraised by a professional. A numismatist or coin dealer can assess the coin's authenticity, rarity, and condition. If it turns out to be one of the prized 1981 quarters, it could be your ticket to a big payday. Coin collecting is more than just a hobby, it's a journey of discovery. Sometimes, the coins we take for granted are actually worth far more than we realize. That's why it's always worth taking the time to inspect your coins, especially when you come across one that seems a little different. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a newcomer, the thrill of finding something truly rare is unmatched. To wrap things up, the 1981 US quarter dollar may seem like just another coin, but it could be worth a lot more than you think. If you've got one in your collection that's in pristine condition or has a rare minting error, you might be holding on to a treasure worth $72,000. So next time you're sorting through your coins, remember, there could be something special waiting for you. On top three, we're going back in time to explore a coin that you might have sitting in your collection or even mixed in with your loose change. A humble 1-cent coin from 1968. At first glance, it might seem like just another penny. But this particular coin has something truly special about it that could make it worth more than you could ever imagine. By the end of this video, you'll be stunned by just how much a 1968 penny can be worth. So, why are we talking about a penny from 1968? Well, It turns out that this particular year holds some intriguing secrets in the world of numismatics. While most of the 1968 pennies were minted with the standard design featuring Abraham Lincoln on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the back, there are certain 1968 pennies that stand out from the rest. These are the ones that collectors are hunting for, and if you have one, you might be sitting on a small fortune. Let's begin by looking at the context behind this coin. The 1968 1-cent coin was minted during an era of transition in the U.S. currency system. The U.S. Mint was still producing pennies made from copper, but there were significant changes taking place in the world of coinage. This was the year the U.S. government introduced the new mint mark system, which was added to coins to indicate where they were produced: Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. The mint marks began appearing on coins for the first time in 1968, and this change was a pivotal moment in U.S. numismatics history. Now, let's get into the real value behind this coin. The key to the 1968 penny's worth lies in the type of minting errors that occurred during its production. Some of these pennies were struck with a rare mistake known as the double die error, which causes the coin's design to appear more than once. On a 1968 penny, this means the date or the lettering might appear doubled or misaligned. The most common form of the double die error can be seen in the date, where the 6 and 8 of the year are doubled, giving the coin a distinct and striking appearance. What makes this error so special is that double die coins are extremely rare, especially from specific years like 1968. These coins are highly desirable to collectors because they stand out from the regular coins that were minted during that time. The more visible and clear the doubling on the coin, the higher the value. So, if you happen to find a 1968 penny with a noticeable double die strike, you could be holding on to a truly unique treasure. Another thing that increases the value of the 1968 penny is its condition. As with any coin, the state of preservation plays a huge role in its worth. Most of the 1968 pennies that were circulated over the years have been worn down from constant use. However, if you come across a 1968 penny that has been carefully preserved and remains in uncirculated condition, that coin could command a much higher price than others that have seen years of wear and tear. And let's not forget about the rarest of the rare, a 1968 penny that's both in pristine condition and carries a minting error. Coins like these can fetch astonishing prices in the numismatic world, as they represent the perfect storm of rarity, historical significance, and condition. Now, you're probably wondering, how much is a 1968 penny really worth? While a regular 1968 penny might only be worth its face value of 1 cent, those with the double die error or in mint condition can skyrocket in price. And here's the exciting part. The most valuable 1968 penny ever sold fetched a jaw-dropping price of $75,000. Yes, you heard that right, $75,000 for a single penny. It's hard to believe, isn't it? But when it comes to rare coins with errors or in exceptional condition, the value can reach astronomical heights. That's why collectors and treasure hunters all over the world are constantly on the lookout for these kinds of rare finds. So, if you've got a stash of pennies lying around, or if you're digging through old coin collections, make sure you give your 1968 pennies a closer inspection. Check for any signs of double die errors, particularly in the date, and take note of their overall condition. A well-preserved, error-free 1968 penny could still hold some value, but one with a minting error could be worth far more than you ever imagined. Remember, in the world of numismatics, it's often the smallest details that can make a world of difference in value. A simple penny, when struck with an error or kept in pristine condition, can become a treasure worth a lot more than just 1 cent. We hope this video has inspired you to check your change, your old collections, or even the bottom of your coin jar for any hidden treasures. On top 4, we have a really exciting topic to talk about, something that could add a lot of value to your collection. If you're a coin collector, or even if you're just starting to get into the hobby, this coin might be one you've overlooked. I'm talking about the United States 1990 quarter dollar. You probably don't think much of this coin as it's something you've likely seen in your change jar. But what if I told you this seemingly ordinary quarter could be worth thousands of dollars? Stick around to find out how this particular coin from 1990 could become a real treasure. The 1990 quarter is part of the regular release of U.S. coins, and for the most part, these coins circulate just like any other quarter. However, there's something special about certain versions of this coin that collectors have been hunting for. The key to the 1990 quarter's value lies in its rarity, condition, and some very interesting minting errors that occurred that year. It's one of those coins that, when looked at under the right circumstances, has the potential to be worth far more than the 25 cents printed on it. Most people don't realize that not all quarters from 1990 are created equal. While millions of these coins were produced, some of them came out with unusual features that set them apart from the regular circulation coins. These features, whether they be unique designs, rare minting mistakes, or simply the coin's condition, can turn a simple 1990 quarter into a rare and highly sought-after collector's item. So, what exactly makes the 1990 quarter so valuable? It all comes down to a few critical elements: the condition of the coin and certain minting errors that were made during production. If you're lucky enough to find a 1990 quarter that's been preserved in near-perfect condition, you might be sitting on a small fortune. Coins that have barely been touched, with no signs of wear, scratches, or discoloration, are much more valuable to collectors. The better the condition, the more money it could bring. Another factor that can significantly increase the value of the 1990 quarter is if the coin has a minting error. Minting errors happen when there are mistakes made during the coin production process. These errors can take many forms, from misaligned strikes to double die designs. Collectors are always on the lookout for coins with these rare errors because they are one-of-a-kind pieces. The rarity of minting errors is what makes these coins so desirable. A 1990 quarter with a unique minting error could be worth a lot more than its face value. And if you're fortunate enough to come across one, you could be in for a real surprise. Another important aspect of the 1990 quarter's value is its rarity. While the U.S. Mint produced millions of these coins, only a small fraction are in perfect, uncirculated condition or have minting errors. This means that if you find one in exceptional shape, it could be extremely valuable. Remember, the coin has to be almost flawless. No dents, no heavy scratches, no discoloration. It should look as if it just came out of the minting press. These coins are hard to come by, which is why they're highly sought after by serious collectors. Now, you're probably wondering, how much can a 1990 quarter actually be worth? It's a great question, and one that has some truly exciting answers. While most 1990 quarters are worth only 25 cents, there are a select few that can fetch astronomical prices. If you happen to find one of these rare gems in perfect condition, or if it has a minting error, you could potentially sell it for an impressive sum. In fact, some 1990 quarters have been known to sell for as much as $60,000. Yes, $60,000. Imagine finding a coin in your collection or your change that could be worth that kind of money. It's not just about the excitement of the find. It's about discovering a hidden piece of history that could be worth far more than you ever expected. If you think you might have a 1990 quarter that could be worth a lot, the next step is to have it professionally appraised. A numismatist, or a professional coin dealer, can assess your coin and tell you whether it's a rare version with significant value. If you're lucky, you could be looking at a piece of American history that's worth far more than just its face value. So, how do you know if you found the right 1990 quarter? First, look for one in near-perfect condition. A coin with sharp, crisp details, no wear, and no scratches will always be more valuable. Second, pay close attention for any minting errors. If you see a double die, misaligned strike, or any other unusual features on the coin, that's a good sign you might have something special. If you're serious about coin collecting, or even if you just enjoy the thrill of hunting for valuable finds, the 1990 quarter is one you don't want to overlook. It's a great reminder that even the most ordinary-seeming coins can hold extraordinary value when the conditions are right. Coin collecting is all about keeping an eye out for those rare pieces, and the 1990 quarter is a perfect example of why it's worth looking closely at every coin you come across. So, as you go through your spare change, take a moment to check for those special 1990 quarters. You never know, you might just have one worth $60,000 waiting for you. On Top 5, we're diving into a coin that could very well be hiding in your pocket or collection, an ordinary 1-cent coin from 1975. While it might seem like just another penny to most, this particular coin has a story that will surprise you and could potentially make you a lot of money. Stick with us, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how much a 1975 1-cent coin could be worth, and you won't believe the price it has fetched at auctions in recent years. Now, let's start with the basics. The 1975 1-cent coin was part of the ongoing production of pennies during the mid-1970s. But here's where it gets interesting. There's a very specific 1975 penny that has made waves in the numismatic world, and it's not just because of its age. In fact, if you happen to have one of these rare coins, you could be holding a valuable treasure worth thousands of dollars. But before we get to the price, let's take a step back and explore what makes this 1975 penny so special. In 1975, the U.S. Mint was continuing its usual production of the iconic Lincoln cent, which had been in circulation since 1909. The coin's design was still unchanged, with Abraham Lincoln's portrait featured on the obverse side and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. It's a classic design that has endured through generations. However, not all 1975 pennies are created equal. The real story behind the 1975 penny lies in a rare phenomenon involving the minting process. Due to the high volume of coins being produced and the complexity of the minting process, some 1975 pennies were struck in a way that has made them far more valuable than the typical penny you'll find in circulation. Specifically, the 1975 penny became famous for its unique variety of errors. Errors that, when discovered, sent collectors into a frenzy. One of the most common and valuable errors involves what's known as a double die strike. This means that the design on the coin was accidentally struck twice, resulting in a doubled image. In the case of the 1975 penny, these double die strikes can often be seen on the lettering or the year, with the digits appearing more than once. Double die coins are highly prized by collectors because they are incredibly rare and often more difficult to spot than other types of minting errors. But there's more. Another variation of the 1975 penny error comes from coins that were struck off-center. This happens when the coin isn't perfectly aligned during the minting process, resulting in a misaligned image. Off-center pennies can be quite striking, with parts of the design missing or placed too far to one side. Collectors seek out these coins because they are considered unique and often command higher prices in the market. These minting errors, along with the coin's age, make the 1975 1-cent penny far more valuable than just its face value. As most pennies from 1975 were circulated and have seen years of wear and tear, finding one in excellent condition is already a big win. But when you factor in the rarity of a minting error, things get even more exciting. Now, let's talk about what all of this means for the coin's value. While the regular 1975 pennies aren't worth more than their face value, the error coins are a different story entirely. Coins with a noticeable double die strike or off-center error have been known to fetch thousands of dollars at auction, depending on the severity and visibility of the error. But here's the jaw-dropping part. The most valuable 1975 penny ever sold reached an incredible $70,000. That's right, $70,000 for a single penny. It's amazing to think that a coin as simple as a 1 cent from 1975 could be worth that much. This goes to show that in the world of coin collecting, the right combination of age, rarity, and a minting error can turn what seems like an ordinary penny into a small fortune. So, what does this mean for you? If you have a 1975 penny, it's definitely worth taking a closer look. Examine it for any signs of minting errors. Look for double die strikes or off-center impressions. If your penny happens to be in pristine, uncirculated condition, it could already be worth more than just a few cents. And if you find a rare error penny, well, you could be holding on to a piece of numismatic history. Next time you're sorting through your change or digging through old coin collections, don't overlook those 1975 pennies. With the right combination of rarity, error, and condition, you could be sitting on a valuable collector's item that could fetch an incredible price at auction. We hope you've enjoyed learning about the hidden potential of the 1975 penny. If you've got one in your collection or come across one in your spare change, take a second look.